Line coding. Digital line coding is a special coding system which is chosen to allow the transmission to take place in a communication system. So the chosen code or the pattern of voltage is used to represent the binary digits on a given transmission medium. So this is called line encoding or line coding. So there are different types of line coding techniques. The first one is polar line coding technique, second one is unipolar line coding technique, and the third one is bipolar line coding technique. So let us have a general information about these line coding techniques. The polarity of a code can be positive or negative, or in some cases an idle line can be incorporated into the code also. Generally, the line coding or line encoding takes place at the physical layer of the OSI model. So we know that a digital signal is a sequence of discrete and discontinuous voltage pulses. Each pulse is called a signal element. So now the binary data, that is data in the form of zeros and ones, are transmitted by encoding each data bit into the signal elements. So now before discussing about the different line coding techniques, we have to see the different basic terminologies used in line coding techniques. The first one is data element. It is nothing but a single binary 1 or 0 is called data element. The unit of measurement is bits. The second one is data rate. The rate at which the data elements are transmitted, which is measured in bits per second. The third term is signal element. It is nothing but the part of signal which occupies the shortest interval of a signaling code. So the units are, for digital data, it is a voltage pulse of constant amplitude, and for analog data, it is a pulse of constant frequency, phase and amplitude. The last terminology is signaling rate or modulation rate. It is nothing but the rate at which signal elements are transmitted. So the units are baud rates, which is nothing but the number of signal elements per second. So there are three factors which are very important. The first one, the signal to noise ratio, the second one, the data rate, and the third one, bandwidth. So with all the other factors being constant, the following statements are true. The first one is an increase in data rate increase the bit error rate, and the second point is an increase in signal to noise ratio decreases bit error rate. The third one is an increase in bandwidth allows an increase in data rate. So along with this, there is also one important factor which is used to improve the performance, and that is nothing but encoding scheme. So as already discussed, the encoding scheme is nothing but it is mapping from data bits to signal elements. So now let us see the first type of encoding scheme called unipolar encoding scheme. As specified, the unipolar encoding scheme makes use of only one polarity, that is, it uses positive voltage to represent a binary 1, and it uses an idle line to represent a binary 0, which is nothing but 0 voltage. If you see here the unipolar encoding, 1, that is binary 1 is coded as positive voltage and binary 0 is coded as
idle line.
This is 0 which is coded as
idle line,
and 1 which is coded as positive voltage, and again 0 coded as
idle line,
again 0 coded as
idle line.
Now 1 coded as positive voltage, next 1 coded as positive voltage, next 1 coded as positive voltage, and next 0 coded as
idle line.
So this unipolar signaling is also called on-off keying or simply OOK, because for 0 it looks like it is off, and for 1 it looks like it is on. So the presence of pulse represents a 1. See, if you see here, this is the presence of pulse, it represents 1, and the absence of pulse represents a 0. So this is the basic information about unipolar encoding. There are two variations in unipolar signaling. The first one is non-return to 0, also called as NRZ, and the second one is return to 0, also called as RZ. Now let us see them. The first one is unipolar non-return to 0. So here we have a clock, here we have data. Now we will see how the data is being represented in unipolar non-return to 0 mechanism. So in this mechanism, a high in the data is represented by positive pulse, which is called as mark. So which has a duration T0 equal to the symbol bit duration, and the low in data input has no pulse. So if you see here, in the data we have a binary bit called 1. So now in unipolar NRZ representation, it is represented with a positive pulse, and the duration of this positive pulse is equal to the bit duration. So here this one positive pulse duration is equal to the bit duration, and now the low in data, that is 0, data bit 0 is represented without any pulse, that is here we are having an absence of pulse, and again 1 we are having signal, and for again 0 we have absence of pulse, and again for 1 we have this positive pulse. So like this unipolar non-return to 0 is going to work out. Coming to unipolar return to 0, now we will see the difference between unipolar non-return to 0 and return to 0. So in unipolar non-return to 0, the duration of this particular voltage pulse T0 is less than the symbol bit duration. Here in the data representation we have the one representation like this, but if you see here, the representation of 1 in unipolar return to 0 scheme, that is the T0, duration T0 is less than the symbol bit duration, that is only for half of the time it is having the positive voltage, and next for the other half it again reaches to the 0 pulse. Now obviously for 0 it remains 0, that is no pulse, and again for 1, for half of the duration of this particular bit it remains in the positive voltage signal, and again it returns to 0. For 0 absence of pulse, and for again half of the time period, and again it returns to 0. So for this reason this is called unipolar return to 0. And the next one is polar encoding mechanism, second type of encoding mechanism. So the polar encoding represents the bits by using two levels of polarity or amplitude, that is positive level and negative level. So high in the data is represented by the positive pulse, while low in the data is represented by the negative pulse. So let us see the first variation of polar encoding, that is polar non-return to 0 or polar NRZ. So this technique encodes a signal that is always either positive or negative, but it never goes to 0. That is, if the line is idle, that is if it is neither positive nor negative, then it indicates that there is no transmission. So if you see here, this is the clock and this is the data representation of the binary bits. Now if you see, for the data bit as 1, it is giving the positive voltage. For 0, it is going to give the negative voltage. If you see here, for 0 it is giving negative voltage, but it is not giving the value at 0, it gives the negative voltage. Again for 1 it gives the positive voltage, and for 0 it gives the negative voltage. So for positive value, that is for 1 it gives the positive voltage value, and for 0 it gives the negative voltage value, but it does not reach to the 0. So next we shall see the polar RZ. So in this type of signaling, a high in data is represented by the mark pulse, but its duration T0 is less than the symbol bit duration. So this is the clock, this is the data representation, and this is polar RZ, that is return to 0 representation. See, now the data bit is 1, so now it is representing the positive voltage, but this signal time T0 is less than the data bit representation, that is the time of this particular data bit. It again reaches to 0, that is for the other half its signal comes to 0. Now for 0, originally it will go for the negative voltage pulse, and for the other half of this 0 it again reaches to 0. So that is the reason we are going to call it as polar return to 0. For one, again it goes to the positive voltage for half of the time pulse, and for the other half it again reaches to 0. So like this polar RZ mechanism is going to work out. So the next one and the last encoding scheme is bipolar encoding scheme. This bipolar encoding utilizes 3 voltage levels. First one is positive voltage, second one is negative voltage, and the third one is neutral or 0 voltage. That is, 0 is used to represent binary 0, and binary 1 is represented by alternating positive and negative voltages. So if you see here, a common type of bipolar encoding is alternate mark inversion. We shall see a small example here. So if you see, this is the clock, this is the date, these are the data bits 10 100 111 001. Now according to alternate mark inversion, what actually happens, 0 is used to represent binary 0 and binary 1 is represented by alternating positive and negative voltages. Here now 1 is represented on the positive side and now 0 is represented by binary 0 only, and for the next one now it will be reverse, that is alternating positive and negative. For the previous one it is positive voltage, for the next one it is negative voltage. For 0 it is 0, for 0 it is 0, and for 1 now it is positive because the previous one has been given with negative representation. Now the current one will be given with positive, and again next one will be given with negative, and again next one will be given with positive, and again 0 with the 0 voltage, and again 1 with the negative value. Okay, so this is how alternate mark inversion is going to look like. And the same, we also have 2 type of representations, bipolar non-return to 0 and bipolar return to 0. So in the bipolar non-return to 0, 1 will be encoded with the positive voltage, 0 will be encoded with the 0 voltage, and the next one will be represented with the negative voltage, and 0 with 0, 0 with 0, and the next one is represented with the positive voltage because the previous one is represented with the negative voltage. And the same thing, bipolar return to 0, for the first half of the time pulse it is going to be on the positive voltage, and for the second half it reaches to 0, and 0 will be given as 0 only. For the next one it will reach to the negative voltage because the previous one reached to the positive voltage, and that too only for the half of the time pulse, and the next half will be again reaching to 0. So that is the reason this is called as bipolar return to 0. So this is all about the different types of encoding schemes. Thank you.